Hey everybody, Adam here from Mental Watches. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are here at one of my favorite stores in all of Miami, Walt Grace Vintage. They are curators of very rare and unique cars and very rare and unique guitars, something truly near and dear to my heart. And today we are excited to announce a very special collaboration. We are going to be curating a very select group of vintage watches to place for sale exclusively in their store. So we're going to go inside, take a look around and show you some watches and show you this awesome, amazing store that you should absolutely visit if you're ever in Miami. Go take a look. Jonathan.
What's up, bro?
What's up? So we are here with Jonathan Lewis, the curator of Walt Grace Vintage. He's going to show us around the store, and then we're going to go take a look at the new setup displaying some watches. So tell us a little bit about this place for the people who have never seen or heard of Walt Grace Vintage. It's one of my favorite stores. I've been here a million times, so I know all about it, but I don't think people at home do.
Well, shame on them. I'm just kidding. But welcome to Walt Grace Vintage. Again, I'm Jonathon Lewis. I'm the curator here. And we're going on almost 9 years of operation here in Wynwood. We are one of the first businesses to have opened in this lovely area.
You guys were probably one of the first, yeah.
Seen it change drastically. So basically, we are a vintage car and guitar gallery that specializes in just that, the celebration of the history between the car and the guitar. Again, started about 9 years ago now and expanding to Nashville in the next year. And things are growing. So for us, everything is about approachability. It's approachable luxury. It's taking that poster that was on the wall, removing the overly doting nature of luxury stores,
sure,
and removing it to go ahead and give that jeans and t-shirt wear the comfortability that
our style for sure. That's our style for sure.
There you go.
So yeah, so show us around the place.
Cool. So we'll start with what's first in the name, cars, and you will notice that we are Porsche files. So right now we're a bit heavy on Porsches.
Man after my own heart.
There you go. So immediately you're whacked with something beyond incredible. This is a 1973 911S, probably a one-of-one specification with the sunroof delete, the blue tartan interior, and air conditioning windows.
And the Pasha interior.
Yeah, well, it's tartan actually, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's spectacular. So this is beautiful. This was spec'd by the first Latin American Porsche, in fact, a works driver, Diego Febles, and then moving right over here, you have a 1978 Ferrari 512 Brillanetta Boxer, which is the second model, visually the first Ferrari street model to use the same motor that they were using in the F1 season at the time. So this is a 5-liter, almost completely flat 12-cylinder motor. So it's kind of like two Porsche motors made together.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful car.
And again, you'll see some Porsches spread throughout and a variety of both pre-owned, vintage, and new guitar.
So yeah, walk us through like how you guys curate which guitars are where and stuff like that. Yeah. I see there's a bunch of rooms where you can sit and play guitars as well.
So we have jam room. So our Martin room is, we are what's called a Martin deluxe dealer. So we have some of the most exclusive Martin inventory in the country. Martin is one of the oldest American guitar manufacturers, established in 1833 in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. They actually built the town, essentially, of Nazareth to encompass all that Martin guitar needed.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, it's a
town just for guitar. So people could come in here and literally pick up a guitar, play, like no problem. You have to make an appointment, just come jam.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So cool.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how to play guitar, but maybe one day you guys will teach me.
It's actually better to not know any guitar than to know just a little bit, because if you know a little bit, then people think you know what you're doing, and then they want more.
It's very true. What's the story with this guy?
So you're looking at a pre-war piece right here. This is stuff from, I believe, the early 1800s.
Wow.
And then you mid to late 1800s, probably early 1900s, and then a variety of new Martins as well. So when we first opened, we specialized solely in vintage, and we actually even had higher dollar cars, and we realized that ethos of approachability, and as we would scale, needed to go ahead and speak exactly to that. So
yeah, it's the same thing with watches. We sell a lot of really high-end, very expensive, even 7-figure watches, but you could buy from us a $500 watch. It's the same vein you could buy a $500,000 watch, and we want the same thing where
exactly.
Call Jordan, myself, and buy a watch without any pretense,
Yeah.
All right, let's see the rest.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Come on, guys. All right, cool. So to many, this will be a mecca. So unlike many guitar stores, we are a gallery. So what we do is we focus on the shape, the history, the lineage. We have a little saying, it's not who played them, it's who made them, meaning we do not specialize in player-owned or celebrity-owned guitars. So everything is collectible if it's collectible because of what it is. So you're going to see a mixture of pre-owned, vintage, and new guitars on this wall. And this obviously is going to be your Fender wall here. From the Telecaster, the Stratocaster, the Jaguar, you have a ton of different models. And then you come over here and you're in Gibson land. And Gibsons ranging from the iconic Les Paul to the Junior to the Explorer. Firebird, so on and so forth. So it is a heaven for guitar players.
It looks like it.
Yeah, man. The biggest thing for us is that you'll notice all the guitars are flat up against the wall. So most guitar shops, what I began saying, is they will go ahead, just for inventory purposes, we'll try and
Stack
as many as possible. Yeah. You know, so it's just like going to a jeweler's exchange, everyone piles crap in. But for us,
or looking for old records that have any like sift
exactly,
and you can't really see the layout properly,
exactly.
You know, or so, you have to like really hunt for what you're looking for.
No, for sure. And for us, it's all about seeing that actual shape, that how it's going to be at your house against the wall, casting that shadow, being able to really see that silhouette is way more important than, you know, who owned it.
Right.
And it's what you're going to do with it that's most important.
That's true. And this room right here, it looks like a bunch of amps in here.
Yeah. So this is known as our jam room. So you're going to see a blend of neo-vintage, vintage, modern, classic. And this is you're going to see some higher end stuff in here. It's fantastic paint. You got Yngwie Malmsteen, who's an iconic shredder. Amplifiers are known as 2-rock amps. It's John Mayer's amp of choice. And they're flying right now. People love those. This is heaven for many of these guys who come in.
There's nothing like it. I've never been in a store that's quite the same as this. Like just the vibe you get in here, the feeling you get, the emotions, like the character, the people working here. Everybody here is so friendly and like approachable, like you said. It's awesome. All right, well, last question.
Yeah.
Because I see something out of the corner of my eye. Before we get to the watches, what is that? Because that's new.
So a few years ago, we started working with this awesome photographer, Bart Cukins. We've been carrying Bart pieces now for a little over 5 years, and he's just became an iconic photographer of the Porsche culture throughout the world. You have amazing shots in 906s, RSs, 959s, short wheelbases, and he really mostly shoots on film. I mean, this was a series that he shot here in South Florida. He has a larger series, smaller series, and these are all numbered pieces.
These are awesome.
Yeah, so throughout the wall, again, acting like a true gallery, we will go ahead and have artists kind of scattered throughout.
I was literally about to say, you could walk in here and really buy anything.
Oh, yeah.
You can buy a car, guitar, painting, portrait, RSR motor just sitting here off to the side. Like, you name it, like they got it here for you. And I think you guys can also curate it. You know, it's really, really crazy. So with that being said, we thought the natural progression for Walt Grace Vintage, and we discussed this before, would to have awesome vintage watches in here. So we have now collaborated, and we started like a soft launch about a month ago. We've already sold a bunch of great watches, which is awesome. And they're going to be exclusively on Walt Grace Vintage's website, curated by us, inspected by us, you know, vetted by us, and sold by these guys, these awesome guys. So we're going to go take a look, but if you are ever in the area, the Miami area, forgetting just to come buy a watch, you have to come check this place out just because it is the most amazing store in Miami, and dare I say, in the country. No, I mean, listen, it's all truth. It's all absolute truth.
Means the world. Thanks.
All right, let's go see some watches.
Let's do it.
So we are here in the middle of the gallery at one of the cash registers where the watches will be displayed in addition to a bunch of other really cool stuff that you could buy. But in any case, Jordan and I thought long and hard about what we wanted to curate for the first round. And these watches will be rotated regularly, so there'll be new inventory constantly on Walt Grace's site. But for the first round, we wanted to kind of give them a mix of everything. A little bit of something for everybody. So we have your old vintage, we have more neo vintage, and we even have a little bit of modern in there. So the first few watches that we curated from them, we'll start with the oldest watches, are from the 40s and 50s. We have a beautiful rose gold IWC caliber 89 Calatrava style wristwatch, a really simple dress watch that's affordable, a price point watch for people that really want something classy and nice to wear. And we have a beautiful rose gold Breitling Premier reference 777, absolutely stunning condition with some of the most beautiful patina I've ever seen on a case before, on a gold case. Stunning.
Yeah,
I love this watch, right? No collection would obviously be complete without your fair share of vintage Rolex, obviously, which I recommend as a great starting point for anybody looking to get into vintage. So we've picked out a number of watches ranging from the 60s all the way up to the 2000s. Starting from the oldest, we have a reference 5512 Submariner, meters first, 4-line dial, a really incredible watch with a beautiful ghosted long 5 insert. Really special and rare watch.
The bracelet's nuts on that as well.
Yeah, the condition on the watch is great. It has the original 7206 bracelet in literally perfect condition. No, it's not stretch. Oh,
yeah, it is.
I didn't remember. Yeah. Wow, look at that. Yeah. rare and valuable bracelet in and of itself. Special watch. Sticking with Submariner, we also pulled out, if somebody wants something a little more sturdy for everyday use, a 1990s reference 16610 tritium dial Submariner. I really love these watches and I recommend them all the time for the perfect starter vintage watch, because you kind of get the best of both worlds, where you have a vintage watch with nice patina, yellow aged lume, modern, amenities such as the sapphire crystal, updated movement, something you could technically go swimming with if you wanted to. We also have a range of other sports models, such as a wonderful tritium dial 16700 Pepsi GMT Master, again with sapphire crystal and box and papers, and another favorite of mine, sports model, the reference 14270 Explorer, which I think is the perfect everyday starter vintage Rolex, because you can wear it in almost any occasion, and it's still an Explorer, it's still a sports model, but it has that dressy appeal with a tritium dial. These are only getting more and more collectible as people realize that they're a perfect everyday watch. We also have a beautiful 16014 quick set Datejust with box and papers that has this beautiful purple gray kind of dial. It's really aged really lovely and the condition is spectacular. For people who don't like Rolex, we brought two amazing vintage chronographs, a Hoyer Carrera automatic reference 1153 and a 1990s vintage Speedmaster, neo-vintage I should say, Speedmaster with beautiful yellow patina. Also some of my favorite starter vintage watches, because you get a beautiful Speedmaster, you don't have to break the bank as if you're buying a 50s or 60s model, and it has virtually the same looks, and so Omega really didn't change the look of this watch to this day even. Last but not least, no collection is complete without a Daytona. We have left here for them to sell a reference 116520, not just any 116520, it is an APH dial. So the word chronograph has a little separation at the end where APH is, giving a little bit more rarity and a little bit more uniqueness. And this one also comes with box and papers. So if you are in the market for any of these beautiful watches, you could head over to Walt Grace Vintage's website. And of course, if you are here in Wynwood, in Miami, come see Jonathan, come see the rest of the gang here. We're gonna link his information below and Walt Grace's information below in the description, so you can follow him on Instagram and contact him if you need them. As always, guys, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this content, please always like, comment, and subscribe. And looking forward to more great things to come, brother.